I am pleased to report that our initial strikes on the planet Liberty, also known as Carver 5, were successful, both to varying degrees of success. As anticipated, Star Commander Marcus Shaw's Striker Star was able to draw off additional forces from Fort Bengal. Their engagement at Carver's Market went much better than we had hoped, and instead of skirmishing and harassing the forces, we were able to eliminate 3 enemy mechs and severely damage the assault mech that was attached to that augmented lance, which we believe is the 3rd Company 1st Lance of the 2nd Battalion. Unfortunately, there will be some issues of protocol that will need to be addressed in regards to clan honor and clan customs when dealing with the Inner Sphere. Because of the overzealous desire of the pilots, including that of Commander Shaw himself, to claim Isorla and Bondsman, it resulted in the severe damaging of 2 of his battle mechs that will need to be repaired before being operationalized, and the significant physical trauma to warrior Rachel Wolf. If they had merely allowed the forces of the compelling Confederation to retreat, then these damages to our mechs and personnel would not have happened. Fortunately, no permanent losses took place. However, we will issue orders to remind them of the Il Khan's overall instructions that Zelbriggen, Hegara, and claiming of Isorla and Bondsman are not to be granted and issued to Inner Sphere forces. They are still barbaric in their ways, and they do not. Because of that, we will need to put our mechs of the Striker Star in for repair, as well as medical services, especially to Rachel Wolf, where they have begun treating her as we speak. And the first mech to undergo repairs will be Atris Fetladrol's Wolfen H, as it did lose a leg, and that is being prioritized because the limited repair facilities there can be used to get that mech operational the fastest. Unfortunately, the Warwolf that lost its arm due to a Gauss rifle explosion will need larger facilities to effect swift repairs. On a more positive note, Star Captain Jace Ream's assault on Fort Bengal was a complete success. We were rather surprised to find, after reviewing the logs, that the remaining Compellan forces decided to stay and fight and had not retreated from the field. Through a pure stroke of luck and Kerensky's grace, 3 of Reams's assault mechs were able to uncover hidden forces waiting in ambush. We believe their intent was to lob artillery missiles at the forces for as long as possible. Fortunately, this plan was foiled. The entire augmented lance was eradicated. The only force that escaped was the Demolisher, so unfortunately we will still have artillery to deal with in this campaign, but hopefully it can be dealt with shortly enough. We did suffer some losses in the Battle of Fort Bengal. The 4th point of the assault elementals was destroyed by cowardly artillery fire, as well as 2 battle suits and warriors from the 2nd elemental point. Their names will be recorded in the halls of remembrance and honored. They fought and they died honorably. Now that we have access to the significant repair and resupply services of Fort Bengal, the Warhawk, as well as all elemental points that were damaged, will begin initial repairs and should be done within the next cycle. And also, all ammo will be resupplied. Unfortunately, our Striker Star at Carver's Market, Commander Shaw's team, will have to do with the ammo they have for now, as there are no supply facilities. They will need to be relocated for further refit and repair. As you can see on the strategic map, ma'am, we now have the locations in place, as well as I will give you an update on the enemy's movements that we know of so far. The force that was coming down from Port Viper has repositioned itself between the two primary means of transportation between Celestial Wisdom, Port Viper, and Victory Plains. We believe this now to be a screening force for early warning and also to stop any potential raids coming from our Victory Plains location. We are also detecting a force, a single lance, perhaps augmented lance, moving away from Celestial Wisdom towards Stiletto Valley, perhaps to reinforce the lance that we believe is already there. We currently do not have contact of the forces the remainder forces of Carver's Market and Fort Bengal. Again, those lances were effectively destroyed. They still have some operational value left. We are not sure where they are located yet. Per your orders, the Striker Star of Elementals of Commander Shaw's Nova are now en route to Carver's Market to reinforce his star as it undergoes repairs and medical healing. Very good, ma'am. I will inform the rest of our forces that your Command Nova will be heading out west to the Jade Marsh to take it. Per our intel, there is another significant repair facility, as well as high-tech medical facilities and a full supply of arms and ammunition. For the two locations we have secured, Carver's Market and Fort Bengal, our Aztecs, engineers, and MP forces have arrived and have inundated the civilians of those locations into the worker class of Clan Wolf. Star Colonel, I have an urgent message to report. We are detecting forces. The lance that was positioned at Stiletto Valley is heading south towards Carver's Market at a rapid pace. Unfortunately, at a pace that will arrive before the reinforcements of the elementals. And we also have word we have detected the remnants of both lances that we severely damaged at Carver's Market and Fort Bengal have rejoined in between both of those locations and are now heading back to Carver's Market. It appears that the enemy is attempting to bring what the closest forces it had to try to attack our weakened star that is under repair and try to inflict more damage and perhaps even destroy it. We are not sure of the size of the reinforcing force coming in from Stiletto Valley. We do know that the forces that have combined from the previous engagements involve, again, the Demolisher with artillery missiles, a Hu Huang assault mech, and 2 Fashi battle armor. And they will be joining forces. As it stands, we are down 1 mech and 1 pilot in Carver's Market. They are not prepared to defend that location against such a force. And it appears that the Elementals reinforcements will arrive a full 6 minutes late. What are your orders? Very good, ma'am. I will send those instructions to Star Commander Shaw at once. And I will instruct Commander Shaw to reinforce the Khan's directive that we are not to engage in Zelbergen, the granting of Hagera with the understanding of Isorla and bondsmen being claimed with these Innersphere Surats, as they are still barbaric in their ways and have not adopted the civilized clan traditions. May Kerensky's grace be with Commander Shaw and his brave warriors, and the wolf spirit infuse them and guide their hands and their minds and their mechs as they engage in glorious battle against these treacherous and vile Capellans. Selah.